Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we'll look at another large block ship. This one that I'm currently standing is called the TCA VENTURE, which is this lovely thing over here. So this is a large exploration ship that features no weapons around the outside, but what I will mention right now is that it did throw up an error when I spawned it in, so perhaps it did have weapons, but it's not listed on the Steam Workshop page. There's also a gap on the interior where there was obviously a modded block, but I still don't know what it was. But regardless of all of that, it's still a fantastic designed ship. But yes, it's designed for exploration, it has everything you need to survive in survival mode, it's got a fairly large hangar bay for you to store a few fighters or mining ships, we've got hangar bay doors on the side to be able to easily load and unload cargo, and we have a nice big interior for you to wander around in and get lost in. So pressing F10 and find this in the spawn menu, the TCA VENTURE is 7,913 large blocks, using pretty much all the DLC packs. We see here a nice lot of information about it, which is inspired by the Tempest from Mass Effect Andromeda, and the JJ Enterprise from Star Trek. Down to here we've got our controls, and we'll just simply give this a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, have a quick look around the outside, and then we'll go to the big part of the video, which will be the interior tour, to see what it has to offer, and what it can do. So, at the very front for the TCA VENTURE, this is what we get. So we've got a bunch of white steel blocks that make up the main body of the ship. If I were to put my light on, we'll be able to see the front section of our ship, where we're going to be able to fly it around via some flight seats. Then as we're able to move around onto the side, this is all we can see. So we've got a small connector there for you to dock up a small mining ship, or even to go up to a space station and have a piston on the connector reach out to you and dock up that way. Moving along, we've got hydrogen thrusters, which are the main form of thrusters that appear on this ship, and we've got some great use of our letter blocks saying TCA 1608. Over to this part, this is one of our hangar bay door sections, where we'll be able to load and unload cargo, right next to our large cargo containers that's sitting right behind here. She's peering the camera all the way through, there we go, there's our cargo containers, and there's a button panel to actually control the doors. Pulling away from this and continuing along, over to this part, we've got plenty of places where, well, now that I look at it, that would be where the guns should be sitting. Anyway, moving past that, there's a spotlight moving around, and you can just make out the beam of light coming off the spotlight on the opposite side. There's our doorway to get in and out. Then moving over to this part, this is one of 3 hangar bay doors, so putting the camera all the way through, we can see a proper way to go inside the ship, plenty of connection points all the way around this, so you'll be able to dock up at least 4 fighters, 4 miners, or whatever else you want to bring along with you. Anyway, pulling away from that, and getting along towards the very back of this thing, got a few more glass blocks up there to peer outside from. Over to this part, this is what drew me to this ship, or what drew me to this ship, is a bunch of moving parts on a rotor. It looks like a rotor spinning around, and it's been very well done. In fact, we'll get a closer look at this right now. So there is the rotor spinning around, there's all the armoured panels, putting my light on. It's simply a nifty way of doing it, and does add that little bit extra to the ship's design. Anyway, pulling away from that and over to this section, a few more hydrogen thrusters, another doorway to go inside that we can open up if you wanted to, a small little access panel for a bit of decoration, and a blinking white interior light. Round towards the back, this is what's going to push us around, and once again another hangar bay door for you to open up and go all the way through. But yes, for our thrusters, we got 4 large hydrogen thrusters, and then we got 12 small ones, which should give us a nice lot of speed. If we were to move a bit closer over to this part right here, then push the camera all the way through, what we're going to find is a much larger hangar bay for a bit bigger ship to come and dock up to. If we were to pull away from that and start to look down at this thing, there's our antenna, there's another window block to peer inside another control room, there's a couple more thrusters, a few more points where you could attach some turrets if you wanted to. Then moving all the way along over to this part, we see a few more windows, there's some more hangar bay doors for another hangar, so you have to peer the camera through this one. All the way down, we can now get a much taller ship inside it, we can get multiple if you wanted to, but there are plenty of options to dock ships up on this ship. Anyway, moving towards the front, all the way past here, we'll come past to where I was standing, or at least I think where I was standing, might be further towards the back. There's some more windows to peer inside, and there's the very front with another blinking light. Moving all the way down underneath this thing, putting my light on for the moment, there's another blinking white interior light, and as we have to move all the way along, there's the bottom of our thrusters, there's some more thrusters to keep you off the ground, and I'll mention right now that it is not enough to keep you floating on a planet, this is purely for space. There's our spotlights on the side, there's a few more hydrogen thrusters, but then as we have to move to the bulky parts and the back of the ship, we'll see even more thrusters, a few more connection points for some turrets, and that's about it. So yes, that's that for the outside of the TCA VENTURE, and it looks bloody fantastic with how it's all been set up. It looks absolutely glorious, and I do wish I could find which turret mod it was using. But now what I can do is just grab hold of my character, we can come over to the door that is open, I believe it was on this side, and we can just drop down and hopefully go to the correct one. I don't think it's that one, it was on the opposite side. All the way down to here, and there we go. So coming past our spotlight, landing down to here, we now got a big old button where we can press that. Now it'll start the airlock sequence. That's going to close, the air will now pump up our oxygen, and then the door will open up. To the opposite side, we've got an armory locker to store a few bits and bobs inside. Now we can walk through here, and we've got a few ways to go. I'm not actually too sure which way we should start with, so I suppose we just walk this way. So coming past all this gobbledygook of passages, refineries, conveyors, and all that, now come up to another doorway. We can open up this, and now we come into this section right here. So this is a very small little junction area. We've got a few more ways to go, but for the moment we'll just continue along here. This will come to our cargo area, where we saw the doors on each side. We've got a button that we can press, so down to here, press that. Everything's now going to seal up, the oxygen will be sucked out, then after a short delay, these will open up to allow you to easily load and unload everything from these cargo containers. This is turning back to here. Does take a fair bit of time, but there we go, that's now opening up. And we go and head on outside. There we go with that. We now come back on the inside, press the button below it, and now reverse the sequence. That'll close up. After the delay, the area will be pumped with oxygen, and then the doors will automatically open up. Yes, while that is closing up, now we'll just move all the way up to here and take a look on the opposite side. Says the catwalk up to here. There's the door on the opposite side, and now the doors have fully opened up. So back down to here where we were, we can now continue along through here. There's our door, there's some steps that lead up, and this is the area that I talked about at the very start of the video, where we have this rather odd gap, where I presume a bonded block was sitting. Perhaps a special generator, a special cloaking device, or even just a build and repair system that I'm not aware of. But anyway, we can walk through here, we've got a doorway, where yes, there's supposed to be something big inside here, but not too sure what it is. Anyway, moving up these steps all the way around, past over to here, then got another doorway to open up, and this will take us to the very front of the ship, where we can see our control panel to control a few bits and bobs, but it's not actually set up with anything. As you can see here, there was something set up on there, but that is a modded block. Anyway, on the left and right hand side seats, we can control the ship. Only the left hand seat will control the actual controls of the ship. We'll come back to this a bit later on. So back through here, walking into this section, we now come above to where we just were with our cargo containers, through this doorway, and now onto a section with a bunch of assemblers. So we've got one on that side, one on that side, one on that side, so we've got 4 of them in this room. Then above there, we can see the modules that are attached onto them. If you were to move over to this section, this is another hangar bay that we saw from above. So we've got 2 connection points down there. There's the hangar bay doors. If we come down these steps, we'll find another button panel with a similar setup to the doors we just saw. We can press that. Everything will now close up. Oxygen will be sucked out. Then the hangar bay doors will open above us. We're just going to watch that for the moment. And there we go. It's now opened up. And we're ready to fly ship in and out. Anyway, back down to here, we now close that up. And we now need to wait a few seconds before we can actually continue on with the tour. And there we go, that's the doors opening up. Yes, around the room we can see some gravity generators coming through here and down these steps. All the way down, we can see some beam locks for some decoration. We come through this doorway first of all. Into here, we can then see our airlock, which is where we started with. Now we come back through here, down these steps, down we come. And then we're going to open up this. This is coming to the opposite side where instead of our assemblers, what we got are our refineries. When you come down these steps, we're going to see quite a few of them. So there's part of the refinery right there, there's part of another one. Down these steps, there's a cargo access, there's a bunch of modules, and a couple more refineries over on the backhand side. So into here, another cargo access. Looking up, it's just a lot of stuff to get lost in. For the moment, now walk up to here, down to here, and now we're into another sneaky area. Walking around here, up these steps, and back round to where I just was, wherever that was. I believe it was through this doorway. We now continue through into this section. So this is the door we saw at that little intermittent junction, where we went up those steps to go to the cargo containers. So now, I believe we need to come back through here and go to one more place. So coming down these steps all the way around, we've got another button panel with nothing set up. We can see some oxygen tanks on the side. We can open up this doorway. Now we're going towards the back of the ship, where what we've got, some steps come all the way up. And this is our secondary hangar bay, which we saw at the side of the ship. So we've got hangar bay doors there, and as you saw from the bottom, we've got our control panel to open and close it. In fact, there they are right there. There should be one on the opposite side. There it is. I won't bother opening them up, so we already saw the other 2. If we continue along through here, open this up, we've got another button panel. Once again, nothing set up on that. There's another oxygen tank on both sides. We now move all the way down, an armory locker, and then another doorway. Opening up this, we now come to the rear of the ship where we can see another air vent. But walking up to this, we now come over to this part where we got a few more ways to go. Yes, it's an absolute maze inside here, but there's a large reactor. And I suppose we'll start off by coming down to this part, and we've got a small helm for us to control the ship from the inside, which is always nice in case the front one gets blown out. Opening up this is now the very rear of the ship where we can decorate if you wanted to. Small windows appear outside. We have to walk up these steps, go all the way around, into this section, and then see another button panel to open a hangar bay at the back there. Then we can come around to here, up this section, around the corner. Now we can actually see the place where the ship is going to dock up to. And now we can turn around here, past some gravity generators, and come into this part right here. So this is going to feature our spinning rotor, which still is an absolute glorious thing. Wouldn't want to fly into there, in case I get turned into mincemeat. But around the room, we've got a bunch more conveyors. Now we'll walk all the way down, here we go. And we now walk around into this section, where we get a better view of what's going on. Absolute glorious with the shadows spinning around. And that's about it for this section. So moving up, coming through to where I just was, is going to get a little complicated now, because I've got to try and retrace my steps. I believe that was a dead end. Yes, it was. I need to come down to here, and up these steps, back round to here, round the reactor, down the reactor, through this doorway. Now we've got to work our way up these steps. So round to here, all the way up, round to here, another doorway where we can open it up. We see a bunch of control seats all the way around the room. They're currently set up with nothing. There's another control seat. We got more controls for our thrusters, as well as a few other ones that are simply labelled toggle warp and then toggle impulse engine. Not too sure what they are. They don't seem to do anything when I click on them, but I'll try and fiddle around with that when we head into the proper cockpit. Anyway, heading out of this, moving up these steps all the way around. In fact, we can have a little look around there. Probably a model block supposed to be sitting inside there. Now we just move up and into this doorway right here. So this is our medical bay, where we can see our full-on medical bay block. We've got a few lab tables, a few scanners, an access panel on the wall, and as we walk past our medical bay, we then see a table, then another helm for you to fly the ship around, and do a few bits and bobs if you want to set that up on the control panel. We will now head out of this room and come to the opposite side. I believe there was one on the opposite side. We need to come down to here and up to there. No, there was not, but we can see all the gubbins of the ship. But now we can just head on up this step, all the way around, past our medical bay, up to here. We can see some more oxygen tanks, up to this part, and now we've got a few more ways where we can go. We can open up this, and this comes to our kitchen bay, where this is going to be the chef's entrance, where we now sit here, cook food, serve the food to all the passengers. And we can see a planter, a vending machine, and toilet in the background. Now we're going to come out of here and open up this doorway. We then come into a small little control room, where we've got a projector block and plenty of windows for you to peer outside. If you were to come up to here and walk all the way around, we've got another button panel. If you open it up, got no controls once again. Now we can just walk around here, and then take a look through here, where we can see our passenger beds. Anyway, this area is quite bare. I am wondering if there's supposed to be mods on the inside here, but you can always decorate it if you've got the DLC packs, or another decorative mod pack installed. Anyway, opening up this, here's your beds, and a fantastic view on the outside of this lovely Skybox, where there will be a link to it in the description below. If we were to come out of here and go to the opposite side, should be the exact same setup. Yes, it is, and there's another access panel for some decoration. Turning around and coming through this doorway over here, we now need to walk through this part. There's a little barrier where we just came. Then into here, what we're going to find is our doorway to go to the opposite side of our kitchen bay, where we can now sit down and eat our food. There's the toilet, there's the vending machine. Coming out of here, looking up, another fantastic view of where we're going. Now walking around into this section, a little seating area with a table, planter, and a seat and a lovely TV. Walking out of this, opening up this doorway, we should be now getting to the point where we should be heading to the main cockpit to actually test out. But in here, not too much is going on. Once again, probably a modded block should be installed here. So now what I've got to do is find my way back to the main control panel and also search for any places that I missed. I believe I am missing at least one room from when I did a little tour before I started recording. But getting to where I'm supposed to go, it's going to be bloody difficult because this thing is a gigantic maze. So here I am at the front of the ship, spent a bit of time searching around for any kind of missing rooms, panned the free camera all the way through it, couldn't find anything. So it's time to hop into the seat and go through the controls. So into here, bring up the HUD, third person view. These are the controls we get. Where number 1's going to be to turn on our thrusters all the way around the ship, and number 2's going to be to turn on our industrial thrusters at the back of the ship so we get a good lot of speed out of this. Of course, we can have them turned off and just cruise around like so if you don't need that extra speed. That's the option if we need it. Number 4 is to turn on and off our reverse thrusters, which are going to be the ones at the front here. So if we were to move forwards, as you can see, we're going to start to slow down. If we were to turn that off, as we were to move forwards, we will not slow down, so we now cruise along to our destination. Anyway, number 6 is going to be for our camera on the left-hand side. Number 7 is going to be camera on the right-hand side. And then number 8 and number 9 are unknown blocks. They should be for the modded weapons that are missing from this ship. But then as for 2 and 3, we've got nothing else, so it's time to drive this thing around. So realigning the camera and then moving forwards, as you can expect, we've got a load of speed. If we let go of that, we've also got a nice lot of speed, so there's a risk of slamming into something. And I do believe there's some pirates right there, so they might actually start shooting me as we continue doing the thruster test. Moving left, and moving right, we are exceptionally slow with that. We're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon when holding left or right. But then moving down, a lot slower than moving forwards and backwards. And then moving up, feels a little bit faster than moving forwards, but it's pretty damn close. But overall, it's got a good lot of maneuverability all the way around this ship. And if we further wiggle the mouse around, this is what I get. As you can expect, it's bloody heavy to move around, and certainly suits this size of ship. And then finally, the impulse engine, so these two things down here, I did work out how they're supposed to be used. I was just activating them in the wrong order, so nothing was happening. I need to press number 5, which is going to switch off our hydrogen thrusters. As you can see on the bottom right hand side corner, our power goes from 2 days to 22 hours. Now, if it was to hit number 4, what's going to happen when I hold forwards is that we're going to get an extreme amount of speed. Look at that, that is bloody fast. But it does use one hell of a lot of power. Look at that, we're now down to 1 hour. And there's no slowing down once that's active. But if you did want to slow down, we simply hit number 4 again, then turn on our thrusters, then we just come to a stop naturally through the power of the hydrogen thrusters. And there we go, that is that for the TCA Venture. It's a lovely ship to use in your world. It's got a lovely interior that you can decorate if you wanted to, plenty of places if you attach guns on there, modded or vanilla, and you could get a lot of fun out of this in survival mode. So there'll be a link to it in the description below if you wish to download it and play around with it yourself. I highly recommend you do, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.